You start drinking more water to feel better, and suddenly you are peeing all the time. It feels like the water is going straight through you. So you assume something is wrong, or you assume you are doing hydration wrong. Most of the time, it is not a mystery, it is mechanics. Your body is constantly balancing fluid and minerals. When you change one input fast, like doubling your water, your kidneys respond fast. They are basically the control center, deciding what stays in the blood and what leaves as urine. Here is the part people miss. Frequent peeing is not automatically a sign you are well hydrated. It can also be a sign you are diluting your electrolytes, drinking in the wrong pattern, or stacking water on top of other diuretics like caffeine. And sometimes it's simply timing. So we're going to map out the most common mistakes that make you pee more than you need to, and how to drink in a way that actually sticks without turning your day into a bathroom schedule. Moving to slide 2. First, the basic mechanism. Your kidneys filter your blood all day. They decide how much water to send back into circulation and how much to dump into the bladder. That decision is heavily influenced by a hormone called ADH, also known as vasopressin. When your blood is more concentrated, ADH rises, your kidneys pull more water back, and you pee less. When your blood gets more diluted, ADH drops, your kidneys let more water go, and you pee more. So if you suddenly start drinking a lot more, you are temporarily diluting your blood. The fastest way for your body to get back to its preferred concentration is to make more urine. That is not your body being broken. That is your body protecting the balance that nerves and muscles depend on. And there is a lag. Your thirst and your habits can change in a day. Your hormone rhythm and kidney handling can take longer to settle into a new normal. That is why the first week of a hydration push often feels ridiculous. Moving to slide 3. Mistake number 1 is the big one. You drink a large amount in a short time, chugging 2 big bottles back to back, or trying to catch up at night. Your gut absorbs water quickly, your bloodstream gets diluted quickly, and your kidneys respond by pushing out a larger volume of more dilute urine. That is why you can pee a lot and still not feel like hydration is improving. The water did not get time to distribute the way you wanted. A more practical pattern is smaller doses spaced out, not tiny sips every minute, just normal drinking spread across the day. When intake is steadier, your kidneys do not have to slam the brakes with a big urine dump. There is also a comfort factor. Large boluses can make you feel sloshy, can trigger urgency, and can interrupt sleep if you do it late. If your goal is fewer bathroom trips, the pattern is often more important than the total liters. So if you're peeing non-stop, ask one question first. Moving to slide 4. Mistake number 2 is thinking water alone is the whole story. Your body holds onto water using electrolytes, mainly sodium and potassium, plus some magnesium and others. Electrolytes help control fluid movement between your blood and your cells. If you dramatically increase water but your electrolytes stay low, you can end up more diluted. Then your body tries to protect blood concentration by dumping water. That can look like frequent clear urine, plus sometimes headaches, low energy, or feeling weirdly thirsty even though you are drinking. This does not mean you need to start mega salting everything. It means you should respect context. If you sweat a lot, if you do long workouts, if you eat very low sodium, or if you drink large volumes, electrolyte balance matters more. For many people, the simplest fix is not a supplement. It is making sure meals are not electrolyte-free and not trying to run on plain water alone for hours. If your pee is constantly clear and frequent, consider that you might be over-diluting, not under-drinking. Moving to slide 5. Mistake number 3 is stacking diuretics without realizing it. A diuretic is anything that increases urine output. Caffeine is the obvious one, especially if you are not used to it, or you take a lot at once. Now, caffeine does not automatically dehydrate everyone. Many people adapt. But it can still increase urgency and frequency, especially when combined with high water intake. So you drink coffee, then you chase it with water, then you wonder why you are living in the bathroom. There are other sneaky contributors. Some pre-workout formulas, very high doses of vitamin C, some herbal teas, and even carbonated drinks can make some people feel more urgency. because the bladder gets irritated. The practical move is to separate variables. If you are increasing water, and you also changed your caffeine pattern, you will not know what is driving the peeing. Try holding caffeine steady for a week while you adjust water. Or keep water steady while you adjust caffeine. Moving to slide 6. Mistake number 4 is ignoring bladder training. This one is uncomfortable to hear, but it matters. If you respond to every tiny urge immediately, your bladder can get used to signaling earlier and earlier. The bladder is a muscle system with nerves. It learns patterns. If you pee just in case before every meeting, every errand, every short drive, you can shrink your functional capacity. Then when you increase water, you notice it even more. This is not about holding it for extreme lengths. It is about not panicking at the first signal. If the urge is mild and you are in a safe situation, waiting a few minutes can help retrain the threshold over time. Also, pay attention to triggers. Cold environments, anxiety, and even running water sounds can create urgency. If you pair those triggers with frequent trips, the loop strengthens. If frequent peeing started only after more water, it might still be a bladder habit issue that the extra fluid simply exposed. Moving to slide 7. Mistake number 5 is front-loading or back-loading your water. A lot of people do one of two extremes. They drink almost nothing for hours, then try to make up for it. Or they drink heavily late in the day because they finally remember. Your body loves rhythm. When fluid intake is predictable, your kidneys can match output more smoothly. When intake is chaotic, output becomes chaotic. That is when you get the annoying pattern of peeing every 30 minutes for a stretch. A simple anchor is to tie water to existing routines. A glass with breakfast, one mid-morning, one with lunch, one mid-afternoon, then taper a bit in the last couple hours before sleep, depending on your schedule. Also, consider what you are doing when you drink. If you drink a lot right before a walk, a commute, or a workout, movement and stress hormones can add urgency. If your goal is fewer bathroom interruptions, consistency beats hero hydration sessions. Moving to slide 8. Mistake number 6 is using urine color as the only scoreboard. People hear, your pee should be clear, and then they chase that all day. But perfectly clear urine all the time can mean you are overdoing fluid relative to your needs. Urine color is useful, but it is not a single target. It changes with vitamins, especially B vitamins. It changes with foods. It changes with first morning concentration. It changes after workouts. A more realistic goal for many people is pale yellow most of the day with normal variation. If it is dark and you feel thirsty, that is a signal. If it is crystal clear all day and you are peeing constantly, that is also a signal. Also notice symptoms, not just color. Are you getting headaches? Are you feeling lightheaded? Are you craving salty foods? Those can be hints that the balance is off. So use urine color as one clue, not as a daily competition to keep it invisible. Moving to slide 9. Mistake number 7 is forgetting that water and food counts. If you add 2 liters of water, but you also eat a lot of watery foods, you might be pushing total fluid higher than you think. Fruits, vegetables, soups, yogurt, and even cooked grains carry a lot of water. For some people, that is great. It makes hydration easier. But if your goal is to stop her constant bathroom trips, you need to think in total fluid, not just what you pour into a bottle. There is also the opposite problem. Some people drink more water to compensate for a very salty, very dry diet. Then they swing between thirsty and overfilled. Better hydration often starts with the plate. One practical approach is to notice your wet meals. If lunch is soup plus fruit, you may not need the same bottle volume you would need with a dry sandwich. So if you are peeing more after drinking more, check whether you also increased fluid-rich foods. Moving to slide 10. Mistake number 8 is missing the sweat factor. If you are exercising in heat or wearing heavy clothing, you lose water and electrolytes through sweat. When you replace only water, you can end up with a weird mismatch. You might feel puffy, you might pee a lot, and you still might not feel hydrated. Sweat loss is not just fluid leaving, it is minerals leaving. And the more you sweat, the more that matters. This is why some people drink a ton after a workout and then pee repeatedly for the next hour. A simple strategy is to avoid massive post-workout chugging. Rehydrate gradually. Pair fluids with a normal meal. And if you are doing long or very sweaty sessions, consider that electrolyte-containing options can sometimes reduce the sense that water is just passing through. Also, cold environments can fool you. You sweat less obviously, but you can still lose fluid through breathing and layered clothing. Hydration is not a single number. It is intake minus losses, and losses change with your day. Moving to slide 11. Now let's talk about the common confusion. Frequent peeing can happen in two very different situations. One is that you are over-drinking relative to your needs. The other is that your body is trying to clear something, like extra glucose, or you have irritation or infection, or another medical issue. So how do you tell the difference? Start with context and duration. If the frequency started right when you increased water, and your urine is mostly pale and you feel fine, it is often a pattern issue. Timing, chugging, low electrolytes. But if you have burning, pain, fever, cloudy urine, strong odor, blood, or new pelvic pain, that is not a hydration mistake to troubleshoot at home. If you have extreme thirst, unexplained weight change, or you are waking many times at night to urinate, that also deserves medical attention. And yes, some medications and some health conditions change urination patterns. The point is not to scare you. It is to keep you from assuming everything is just water when there are clear red flags. Moving to slide 12. Let's make this practical with a quick self-audit. If you are peeing too much after increasing water, check these 5 levers. 1. Dose size. Are you drinking more than about a glass or 2 at a time, repeatedly? 2. Timing. Are you doing long dry stretches, then catching up? 3. Electrolytes. Are you sweating a lot, eating very low sodium, or drinking mostly plain water between meals? 4. Stacking diuretics. Did your caffeine, pre-workout, or tea intake change? 5. Bladder habits. Are you going just in case all day? You do not need to fix all 5 at once. Pick the most obvious one and run it for a week. Your body needs a little time to recalibrate. A lot of people are surprised by how quickly things improve when they simply stop chugging and start pairing fluids with meals. And if you want a simple rule, if you are thirsty, drink. If you are not thirsty, do not force huge volumes just to hit a number. Moving to slide 13. Let's clear up one more misconception. More water is not automatically better. Your needs depend on body size, diet, climate, activity, and even how much water you get from food. There is no single perfect number that fits everyone. If you push far beyond your needs, your kidneys will protect your blood concentration by increasing urine output. That is exactly what they are supposed to do. The problem is usually the mismatch between your target number and your real needs. So instead of chasing a fixed amount, use a few stable signals. Thirst is one. Energy and focus are another. Urine that is generally pale yellow is a reasonable sign for many people. And performance during workouts can be a clue. Also, consider salt and carbs. When you eat carbohydrates, your body stores glycogen, and glycogen holds water. When you cut carbs hard, you often lose water and pee more. Then you drink more, then you pee more. It is a loop. Hydration is a system. When you change one part, the output changes. Moving to slide 14. Let's wrap this up into a simple plan you can actually follow. If you increased water and now you pee constantly, do 3 things. First, stop chugging. Keep most drinking to moderate amounts, spaced out. Second, pair a good chunk of your fluids with meals. That naturally slows intake and brings electrolytes into the picture. Third, keep caffeine and other diuretics steady while you adjust. Do not change everything at once. Then, give it a week. If frequency settles down, you found a pattern issue. If it does not, or if you have any red flags like pain, burning, fever, blood, or extreme thirst, get checked. Now, one question for you. Which mistake do you think is most responsible for your bathroom trips? A. Chugging and catch-up drinking. Or B. Low electrolytes and lots of sweating. Drop A or B in the comments. And if you want more clear, practical physiology like this, subscribe. This information is not a substitute for medical advice. Sleep deeper, recover faster, age slower.